When you think about the culture and the vision that's set by the leadership team, how do you hire for the culture that the company has?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I feel like people set their hiring criteria at the very beginning, and then they think that that just is like set in stone forever, and they never think like, oh, maybe we should think about changing that. And so my big belief is you have to really invest in the onboarding of your interviewers. And so some of this is that I came out of recruiting early in my career, so it's a lot easier for me to speak to the challenges of recruiting. And I think it's also a very Bay Area focus, the war for talent, so to speak. So people sort of naturally gravitate to recruiting being a priority. And sometimes, as we've seen even in the public eye, like recruiting is HR, and that's all HR is, and that's all that they do. And so there's an education process around that. But I like to, and even it's great right now because I'm only a couple of months into my new role with Credit Karma, who's about 800-ish people, and able to sort of, I immediately went into the recruiting world to say, like, how are we interviewing people? What are we looking at? Why is that important? Who's involved with this? Do we feel like people are making the right decisions? Or, we talk a lot about our values. Are we using our values? What are the questions we ask? And I always think it's so interesting because people are like, oh yeah, I have this list of questions. And I was like, the list of questions doesn't matter. It's the interpretation of the answer that matters.